What's up everyone, we are down to the final 4 in the Big Brother house, but tonight 4 become 3 as we head into the final head of household competition. So with only 1 week left in Big Brother 22 guys, tonight we find out who Cody is going to screw over.
That's what she said!
Will it be Nicole or will it be Christmas? We've got so many updates to get through guys, so welcome to your live feed update. Right, before we get started folks, please hit the subscribe button if you are new around here, and also click the like button and the bell icon to get notified every single time a brand new upload goes live on TV Talks with Tom. Question of the day now folks, and now that the day has actually finally arrived, who would you like to see win the first part of the head of household competition, the final head of household competition? It's extremely important, extremely pivotal, because if you win the final head of household competition part 1, you go through to part 3 automatically, then the 2 losers battle it out in part 2, and the winner of that goes into part 3 and faces off against the winner of part 1, and then obviously the winner of that becomes the final head of household of the season. Who do you think is going to win? Who do you want to win? And what decision should they make? Should they evict Cody, Enzo or Nicole? I'm filtering out Christmas, assuming that she is evicted tonight because it's very likely going to be the case. But let me know your thoughts guys in the comments below. I'm just very intrigued who everyone's rooting for and who everyone wants to see evicted before the final 2. Nicole spent the morning packing and she was talking to the camera basically saying tomorrow is the day, obviously that's today now, that she will find out if she becomes 4th place or 3rd place in Big Brother 22. And she basically sort of said it's going to really hurt if she does come 4th. Now I don't know what she was quite getting at with the 3rd. I think she truly does believe that Cody is going to cut her at final 3. I think there's definitely a chance of it, but at the same time I think Enzo might take Nicole to the final 2 if he sort of sticks with this sort of wavering he's going through right now. But Enzo being Enzo might just jump back to take Cody to the final 2. But either way, yes, Nicole is definitely feeling like her Big Brother life is in the balance here, and she's very worried what placement she's going to get. Nicole and Cody are teasing each other backwards and forwards all the time now, and you know, Cody was Nicole was saying that Cody was annoying. Cody said he wasn't going to talk to Nicole all day. Then Nicole was talking about Dan and Paul, saying that they were fantastic players, and then Cody said that they were not good players, they were bad players. Just backwards and forwards teasing a lot of the time, and yeah, I think Cody realises that he can have a bit of fun with Nicole now that she's on the block. Cody was in the lounge at one point practicing his veto speech. Obviously there isn't that much to say down at the final 4. I guess it's really, I've got the veto and I want to keep myself safe, so I'm not going to use it. Christmas was attempting her last ditch effort, her Hail Mary, by telling Cody that Nicole has all the votes from the jury, so Cody does not stand a chance against her. And I think Cody realises that Nicole is a bigger threat to him in the final 2 than Enzo is, so I think for that reason Cody might just take Enzo to the final 2. But at the same time, Christmas does make a compelling point. Cody could easily seal the victory if Christmas is in the final 2 with him. But we know that if Christmas wins the final head of household competition, she'll cut Cody and take Enzo. So I don't think Cody wants to make that mistake, because Christmas was telling Cody in that conversation as well, if you cut Nicole tonight, you've got a guaranteed 100% chance of getting to the final 2. And we know Christmas isn't going to do that. This is Big Brother. She's lying, and you've got to do what you got to do. But I just don't think it's going to work. I think Cody realises his chances of getting to the final 2 are better if he's sitting with Enzo and Nicole in the final 3. Christmas was in the lounge at one point and she was talking to the camera as sort of saying, you know, she was totally overlooked in her first season. It sort of implies she is definitely campaigning for America's favourite player there, just talking to the audience and sort of really reflecting on her game on BB19 versus Big Brother 22. In my opinion, I don't think Christmas is going to get America's favourite player. You guys have already sort of commented on my videos who you are very likely going to be voting for America's favourite player, and I didn't see that many people say Christmas, but I definitely saw a lot of votes for Davon and Janelle and Kesa and Ian and Tyler, so I do believe it's going to be between those, but who knows? I just don't really think it's going to be Christmas. Christmas was talking to Enzo at one point, and Enzo obviously has shown throughout this week that he really did want to go with Christmas to the final 2 and final 3, but I think he's just had so much loyalty to Cody and Nicole that he couldn't really do that. He couldn't mess anything up, and you know, he couldn't have cut them a few weeks back, and obviously with the final 4 it's very tricky to get the person you want out as the HOH, because it doesn't come down to you, it comes down to the person who wins the veto who gets the final decision. Unless you are the HOH, then you can influence the person who's off the block to make the vote that you want them to. But either way, you know, Enzo's been keeping up appearances. He knows that Christmas is gone. I'm pretty sure he's just trying to seal Christmas's jury vote at this point. But Christmas did actually accuse Cody to Enzo. She said something along the lines of, just admit that you had a pre-game alliance. And I think Enzo actually agreed alongside this. He was sort of, you know, nodding along. I can't get my words out there, folks. He was nodding along and I think agreeing to it, but I don't think that may filter into, you know, what is said in the jury house. I don't know if Christmas will start spreading word there, because I think maybe a few people think it, maybe, who knows. But I think Christmas, that may just influence her final vote when it comes to who she votes to win the game. Enzo was giving himself a little pep talk just before he went to bed, and he was sort of saying that he's got what it takes to beat Nicole in the final two because he doesn't believe Nicole's made any big moves that stand out for the jury to go, oh yes, that's an all-star winner, so I think he believes he can beat Nicole in the final two. But then he goes on to say that he cannot beat Cody in the final two, so maybe this is foreshadowing something. If Enzo has said this straight up right now that he cannot beat Cody in the final two, is he actually going to cut Cody? Because that would be the logic thing to do, right? Who knows what Enzo's going to do? He's wavered week after week saying he's going to do this, then he goes back to this thing, then he's backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards. It's unpredictable what Enzo's going to do, and I think even though he's wavered these many, many weeks, and I know a lot of people will say, oh no, he won't do it, it's all back and no bite. I don't know. This is the final two. This is the $500,000 decision. I really do believe that Enzo, if he can win the final head of household competition, which will be a challenge for Enzo, if he does it, I do believe he may just cut Cody because he is extremely determined to win this game, and I don't really think he's going to let anything get in his way. Because if it works out in the end, I guess you could say that Enzo's gameplay works. It's not like he's done all these decisions for nothing where he's wavered backwards and forwards. Because if he can cut Cody in the final two, that could seal him the deal of becoming the Big Brother All-Star champ. Now, a very interesting moment in the day was a chess game between Enzo and Cody. So basically what happened was Enzo won the game, and it was his first ever game of chess, and then Cody was reflecting on the game afterwards, saying that he got too arrogant, and then he didn't end up sealing the win. Now, and I saw a lot of fallout on social media saying that this could be foreshadowing something that could happen in the finale night of Big Brother 22. Towards the end of the evening, Cody, Enzo and Nicole hung out in the head of household room, and Christmas basically just went to bed. I think she's very, very drained at this point. Obviously, this is that was very much likely her final night in the Big Brother 22 house. Do I ever think we'll ever see Christmas return to the game in the future? I'd say very likely not. So I think this is the last official day that Christmas will be in the Big Brother house, as Cody will cast the sole vote to evict tonight. Very likely Christmas heading to the jury house. To sum everything up, Cody is not going to use the power of veto, and he will very likely evict Christmas in the fourth place placement of a Big Brother 22, leaving Enzo, Cody and Nicole as our final three as they head into the first part of the final head of household competition to see who can reign over the house and then decide who they take to the final two. Now, Nicole is going backwards and forwards on who she wants to take. I think she realises that Cody is going to be tough to beat, so she may take Enzo, but she may just take Cody. Cody is starting to realise that Enzo is easier to beat than Nicole, so I think he's leaning towards taking Enzo and evicting Nicole. Enzo is starting to realise that he cannot beat Cody no matter what, so we'll see what Enzo does. Even though he wavers a lot, he may just evict Cody and take Nicole to the final two. But crazy, crazy times are ahead, and obviously America's favourite player will be crowned next week as well. Very, very exciting times, guys, and I can't believe there's only a week left. It's going to be an interesting week, and definitely the biggest power struggle week yet. That is all of your game updates for today, folks. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I appreciate it very, very much, and I hope everyone actually enjoyed the video too, guys. But please check out the description below for a few fun interactive features where you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and also you can become a patron of TV Talks with Tom, guys. But again, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope everybody enjoys the eviction tonight, and you know, let me know your favourites below. Who are you hoping to win the first part of the final head of household competition, and also who would you like to see sent to jury tonight, guys. But again, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Do all of that stuff. But until your next live feed update, I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.